Prime Minister convenes meeting with business sector. Greater investment in tourism. And Prime Minister calls for update on earthquake preparedness. With Jamaica House Weekly, I'm Lorraine Mendez. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has promised to continue government support of the business sector. Mr. Holness made his pledge during a meeting with a delegation from the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, led by its president, William Mafood. The April 18 meeting focused on a number of issues, including energy costs, immigration, access to CARICOM markets, and subsidies. Prime Minister Holness was joined by members of his cabinet, including Ministers Johnson Smith, Vaz, Samuda, and Wheatley. Increasing tourism investments on the island was the topic of discussion when Prime Minister Holness met with representatives of the Ocherius-based Moon Palace Jamaica Grand Hotel. At Tuesday's meeting, Mr. Holness committed his government to reducing bureaucracy to fast-track greater investments in the island's tourism product. Meanwhile, Moon Palace's Executive Vice President Gibran Chapoor said the hotel was moving ahead with its plan to invest another $300 million into the island. The remodeled all-inclusive hotel was officially opened to the public last December. By Wednesday, Prime Minister Holness was talking deepening ties with Ghana when he met with that country's ambassador. He also responded to questions posed in an interview with journalist Abka Fitzhenley. Jampro's publication, Financial Times, also conducted an interview with the Prime Minister on Wednesday. On Thursday, the head of government called in the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, to get an update on the country's readiness in the event of an earthquake. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was reacting to Wednesday's 6.9 magnitude earthquake, which rocked Barbados and sent tremors to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The chairman of the National Disaster Preparedness Committee said he wanted to ensure that the public, first responders, and relief agencies were prepared for any natural disaster. The Prime Minister also pledged Jamaica's support to the people of both countries. At the end of the work week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with His Imperial Highness Prince Ermias Salih Selassie. The grandson of Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie I is on the island to commemorate the 50th anniversary of his grandfather's visit. And finally, the Office of the Prime Minister says the National Identification System NIDS project remains on track for full implementation by 2020. Project Director Denzel Plummer says the project, which began in 2011, is on schedule to meet its original completion date of 2020. Phase 1 of the project was completed in 2015 through $670,000 in grant funding from the Inter-American Development Bank and $120,000 from the government. Phase 2 of the project is expected to begin this financial year at a cost of $500,000. The National Identification System will provide a comprehensive and secure structure to collect and store personal identity information. The NIDS is also expected to become the primary source for identity verification and authentication in Jamaica and will enable citizens and residents to benefit from more efficient access to government services. And that's it for this week's Jamaica House Weekly. We return next time with the latest news coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.